Let's get started. Day 8 of declare play training, or just training in general. Let's see what we've got. 15 opposite 5. So north south have, wait, I miscounted. Oh, 15 opposite 7. East has the stiff queen of spades. So looks like about equal values. So I guess it doesn't matter who we give declare to. Let's make East declare and see what this contract has in store. Just jumping right on in. All right, club contract. So technically, declare can pick off the club suit, right? King of clubs, then a low club to the 8, unblock the queen, and then the 10 of clubs will pull the 4th round of trumps. Now, I mean, north-south can probably force out East's hand so that declare is not really able to pull 4 rounds of trumps. But it looks like declare can take a bunch of rounds of hearts, take a bunch of rounds of diamonds. I'm guessing declare is going to end up getting 2 club tricks, 2 spade ruffs, 2 hearts, and 4 diamonds. That's a lot of tricks. That's 10 tricks in a club contract. Do I really believe that? I mean, in the meantime, south is going to score the ace of clubs, north is going to score the ace of spades, and south is going to score the 4th round of clubs. And that actually might be it. I guess it depends on if declare has enough entries to take all these finesses. I mean, you only need 1 entry for the heart finesse. You only need 1 entry for the diamond finesse, because you can run the jack of diamonds on the first round. If the jack of diamonds gets covered, you play the king, 10-9, unblocks the suit, and then you can like trump a spade back to his hand to cash the 4th round of diamonds. And declare does have those entries. You don't need entries for the clubs because the stiff jack of clubs falls. So like 2 rounds of spades, declare ruffs, declare, say, leads the jack of diamonds, plays a diamond to the 10, plays the king of clubs to pull north's trump. South has 2 options. They could duck or win the ace. And I suppose if they win the ace and return a 3rd spade, declare can just win, take a heart finesse, unblock the diamond, go ace of hearts, jack of hearts or something. South can ruff, but then south is basically end played into giving east the 4th diamond, the ace of diamonds that gets stranded. So I think 10 tricks is the answer in a club contract for east-west. Wow, that is so many tricks. Is there anything else we need to look at other than 2 rounds of spades? Like, what if south leads? I don't know, a heart. And declare takes the heart finesse. They can pull 1 round of trumps with the king of clubs. Let's say south ducks. Then, I mean, they can just play spades themselves. So if south's plan was to try and get like multiple heart ruffs or something, that's just never going to work out. Same on a diamond lead, that just kind of helps declare take the diamond finesses. So I think 10 tricks are available. And yes, confirmed that there are 10 tricks available in a club contract here. A little bit surprising, but yeah, this is kind of the idea here. Ace of spades, declare can ruff. And then declare could, for example, lead the jack of diamonds. It looks like declare can lead almost anything in their hand and they'll be perfectly fine. But the jack of diamonds makes things pretty easy. You take a diamond finesse, take another. Apparently, you don't even need to take another diamond finesse. I suppose that means we could trump the diamond with the last club. Would be the idea there. But yeah, now at this point, we can just play the king of clubs, pull North's trump, and nothing that South does matter. They can win the club ace and play back another spade. Ruffed. And now Declare can take a heart hook, unblock the diamond king, and then just go ace of hearts and a heart. Ace of hearts, queen of hearts, for example. Apparently the 9 of hearts is even good enough at this point, which is kind of funny. I guess there's like a trump coup that if North wins the 10 of hearts and South discards, well, North has to give East a ruff with the 10 of clubs here, and then South has to under ruff, and then Declare can take a trump finesse or perform a trump coup or something like that against South. So kind of cute. But yeah, 10 tricks available in a club contract for East-West. Let's look at diamonds now. So next suit up. This one's definitely going to be different because, I mean, for starters, South can begin with ace of clubs and a club ruff, and then North can force the East hand and spades, and South will have at least a long diamond from there, if nothing more. Can the defense do better? So I think that holds Declare to 9 tricks, is what it looks like to me. South will score the ace of clubs, North will get a club ruff, North gets the ace of spades, and then a second round of spades will force East, and Declare's best plan is to probably ruff the third round of spades in East's hand, take a trump finesse, pull 3 rounds of trumps, and then South will get a long diamond as Declare runs the hearts and clubs. Seems like one way to go about it. I don't think the defense can do better. Because if they were to say, like, lead trumps, I'm just thinking about that for a second. I mean, certainly if the defense is able to lead trumps and pull 4 rounds of trumps, then North might be able to run spades. So what happens on a trump lead? Declare wins the 9. Probably knocks out the ace of clubs, king of clubs around to the ace. I mean, I guess you could also pull second round of trumps if you want to prevent North from getting a ruff, but I don't think you need to do that. I think you can just give them the ruff, and then it turns into the same sort of plan as before, where South eventually scores a long diamond, but that's it. I wonder if there's any way to bring this 9 of clubs into play, though, because this whole idea of ace of clubs and a low club for giving North a ruff actually makes it pretty easy for Declare to set up the club suit. They then just ruff the spade in hand with, let's say, the ace of diamonds. They take a diamond finesse, they unblock the club, they ruff another spade in hand with the jack of diamonds, they take another diamond finesse. I guess that's not technically correct. Maybe at that point they would take a heart finesse or something and then pull trumps and blah, blah. Or they could just start running clubs through South at that point in the play. But it does look like Declare comes to 9 tricks that way. Whereas if we were to lead a diamond, I mean, I think this 9 of clubs might come into play. There's not a ton of entries to East's hand to say play a club to the 8, taking a club finesse. And if Declare does that before pulling trumps, obviously North gets an extra ruff, or maybe gets the ruff back that they were already entitled to. So let me think about this for just a second. Diamond lead to the 9. Let's say Declare leads the king of clubs. Well, if South goes ace of clubs, club ruff, this kind of just goes back into the line of play 1 that we had talked about after the ace of clubs and a club ruff, Declare will take 9 tricks, losing a spade, a club ruff, and the long diamond from South. So it therefore looks like South should win the ace of clubs, or maybe duck the king of clubs. You could duck the club king. And then what does Declare do? If they try the queen of clubs, South can win the ace, pull another round of trumps, question mark. So queen of clubs around to the ace, second round of trumps, Declare can win cheaply. But now the clubs aren't set up, because South still has the club 9. So Declare could, for example, cross to the 10 of clubs, take a heart finesse. Jack of hearts, ace of hearts, queen of hearts, South ruffs. Plays a spade to North. The 10 of hearts comes through. So the defense has taken a spade, a club, a heart ruff. The 10 of hearts could get ruffed and over ruffed. Yeah, it looks like Declare's held to 8 tricks if this is their plan. So what I was looking at, diamond, king of clubs. Let's say it holds. Now the queen of clubs. Well, I mean, for one thing, North can probably just ruff this trick. But let's say North pitches a spade. South wins, plays another diamond. And now I'm really not sure what Declare is supposed to do. Like, they could go club to the 10, club ruff. Hey, Iha Purdue. Good afternoon to you as well. That would set up the club suit. And then they could like ruff a spade back to the east hand, but eventually South is going to score a long diamond and then just force east in spades. The clubs aren't set up. Well, the clubs will be eventually. So, you know, like club, club, and now we lead a spade and North wins and plays back a spade and Declare ruffs. I guess Declare still gets 9 tricks. They still just have the heart finesse and the ace of diamonds. So this is going to be 9 tricks and diamonds. South is going to score a long diamond, and the ace of spades is going to score. So maybe there's no way for the defense to actually hold Declare to 8 tricks. What if North were to ruff that second club? Diamond lead, king of clubs, queen of clubs, and North ruffs. Does this make Declare's job too difficult? Because now North can go like ace of spades, spade, This might actually be good enough for the defenders, right? Because now South is going to get in with a club, and then South can pull another round of trumps. Yeah, the difference here is that the 10 of clubs hasn't been set up for an extra trick. This hand is gross. Thank you. I got it completely by chance by clicking the random button or shuffle button. Now, I mean, if Declare were able to like get 2 roughs in the East hand, one with a spade and then one with the 4th round of hearts, they could do it. Then they would be able to score all of their trumps separately, but they can't really do that. Like on a club play, South just wins and then plays another diamond, and now Declare is completely cooked. Right? Let me think about this for a second. Yeah, like, I mean, if we rough a club and then rough a spade, South just has 2 natural diamond tricks, so this is going to be 8 tricks. So, okay, let me go back then, because I didn't think going King of Clubs, Queen of Clubs was the play, but let's just stare at this for a little moment longer. So, after the 9 of diamonds holds, leading the King of Clubs seems fine. We've already talked about ace and a club ruff, doesn't cause any problems for Declare. So South ducks. And now I mean, what happens if we try the King of Diamonds next to pull North's trump? Because if North isn't able to ruff the club queen, then maybe we do okay. Let me just think about that for a moment. If we get the King of Diamonds, we're up to 3 tricks. Knock out the Ace of Clubs, so the 10 of Clubs is a 4th. Ace of Diamonds is a 5th. Jack of Diamonds, roughing a spade, is a 6th. 2 hearts gets us up to 8. And then either roughing the 4th round of clubs with the 10 of diamonds, or if South happens to win the club. So here's what I'm looking at. King of diamonds, pull a trump, and now the Queen of clubs. Well, South has a couple of options, and I don't think it matters what they do on this trick. If they duck, we just play another round of clubs. So let's say they win. If they played 2 rounds of spades forcing us, then we actually get to score all of our trump tricks separately. We get to now go 10 of clubs, club ruff, spade ruff. This gets us up to 7 tricks, and now we just take a heart finesse, and that gets us up to 9. So that's what happens if South doesn't pull a 3rd round of trumps after they win the club ace. And so if they do pull a 3rd round of trumps, then we don't get that club ruff. We still score the Jack of diamonds, so we're like down a trump trick, but now we can just pull trumps and then cash 3 rounds of hearts. So like North discards, we win, we pull an extra round of trumps, and then we can like take the 10 of clubs as a winner and then take 3 hearts, gets us up to 9. So I think we have 9 tricks available in a diamond contract here. And interestingly enough, actually, on a trump lead, Declare can take 10 tricks. That was not so obvious to me. I think we looked at kind of spade, and that was the first thought on defense, and also ace of clubs club rough was another thing we looked at, and we said that it was very, very straightforward for us to get 5 defensive tricks on those plans. But yeah, we were looking at a diamond lead. I mean, I'm curious about how Declare makes 10 tricks after a diamond lead. That seems like an enormous amount. Let's take a bit of a dive into this. So apparently you want to overtake with the jack of diamonds. I guess that makes sense. And now we need to pull a second round of trumps, because if we don't, like, a lot of these plays are kind of forced. If we don't, North can get a club rough and then play spade spade, and we've already seen that results in just whatever the number is, 8 tricks, 9 tricks, I forget how many, but some amount. So, but now what's Declare's idea? So apparently, I mean, sure, you can always lead the king of clubs. South will probably duck. Fascinating. Playing the queen of clubs is good enough, huh? Is North getting strip squeezed or something? Like, what's going on this hand? So what happens on spade spade? I mean, I'm not so clear as to how Declare actually makes enough tricks. They ruff and then take a heart finesse, maybe in hand for the last time. They, I like how we now have a way to go down. We unblock the ace of hearts, or strip out the king. We ruff out the spade. And South is just like stripped of all of their cards. So there's no, it's not even really like an end play or any sort of squeeze. I mean, we just lead a heart up and then we pull another round of trumps and then we knock out the club ace. Like, we're just going to get 3 more tricks in this position. King of diamonds is a winner. Queen and 10 of clubs provide a trick, and the queen of hearts is a third trick. So nothing complicated at all. Just count your tricks when you're playing for a cross ruff. Cool. But yeah, I mean, kind of as we talked about, like, ace of clubs lead, and a club ruff is going to be very easy for the defense to collect all of their tricks. And now ace king of spades, forcing Declare, and South will eventually take a long diamond from here. So this is going to be 9 tricks in total. Cute hand. Let's look at hearts. Okay. Well, North has a natural trump trick this time. So if we do start with like ace of clubs and a club ruff, it comes at the cost of North's natural. And I think that's pretty bad defense, because then East-West will have no trouble making 4 hearts. Like ace of clubs, club ruff. I mean, what's North supposed to do? They can go ace of spades, I guess. I don't know, king of spades. I don't think this helps in any way, right? Now Declare just pulls 3 rounds of trumps, unblocks the club king, crosses to the diamond ace, plays clubs, pitching a spade, and then they have the rest of the diamonds with the help of a finesse, or they can pitch a spade and a diamond on 2 rounds of clubs. So this is just an easy 10 tricks if South goes ace of clubs and a club ruff. So what else can North-South do, though? Like, does it help if they start with 2 rounds of spades? I think the answer is no. Because if we start like spade, spade, whoops, declare can ruff, play a diamond to the 10 or 9 or whatever, ruff the last spade, stripping out South's spades, and now pull 3 rounds of trumps. Doesn't matter what we discard, I guess, because North never gets in again. And now we can just knock out the club ace. And North gets the 10 of hearts and South gets the ace of clubs, but this is just going to be 10 tricks. There's no way for North to get in and force declare or pull trumps and then run the spade suit or anything, so declare just gets to start running clubs and diamonds through North, and North can ruff in, but then West can ruff the next spade and then continue cashing minor suit winners. So it looks like just a very straightforward 10 tricks in the 4-3 heart fit, like everyone expected on this hand. No. You know, this is funny. This is actually really funny. I didn't consider this problem. So I was way off on my instincts on this one, because I looked at it and I was like, well, a black suit lead is going to be good for North-South. Either they get a club ruff or they play 2 rounds of spades. That's their strongest suit. Turns out those leads make it easy to take 10 tricks. But a heart or a diamond lead holds declare to 9. Let's see if we can figure out why that is. I mean, a diamond lead's a bit surprising, but a heart lead I can kind of understand. Like in the previous line, when we played 2 rounds of spades, that allowed declare to actually rough out South spades. So maybe by pulling trumps, we can't do that. And then there is this looming threat of crossing to North in the spade suit after South wins the club ace and North pulls an extra round of trumps. So like, what is declare's best plan on a heart lead? We win the jack. We can play the king of clubs, but South will probably duck. Like, again, if South wins the club ace and gives their partner club ruff at this point, declare gets back to 10 tricks. So king of clubs gets ducked. Now what's declare's best plan? We could continue the club suit, but this might put us in a very similar situation to what we saw in the diamond contract. Like, if we continue the queen of clubs, North might actually ruff. Although it comes at the cost of a natural trump trick this time, so a bit less clear. I mean, let's start with the obvious one, right? If the king of clubs holds and then we play a spade, North can win and pull a second round of trumps to prevent us from roughing both spades in East's hand. And now if we were to, for example, ruff a spade and then lead a club, I mean, South has the option at this point to go up with the club ace and then play a spade. And now that North gets in with the ace of spades and North has trump parity with us, North is able to just start running spades. And eventually North will get 2 more heart tricks. So this would be really bad. North-South would end up taking 5 tricks and hold declare to just 8 tricks in this contract. So Declare has something better than this, giving up a spade and allowing them to play a second round of hearts. But yeah, I guess the question is going to be, what does the defense do after another round of clubs gets played? I guess North could just discard, and then South could pull a second round of trumps. That would be my assumption here. So South wins, and then South pulls another round of trumps. And now we're going to have the same problem. I mean, it's kind of worse that if we play a club to the 10 and try and rough a club, North gets to over rough. Which I guess is not the end of the world. Yeah, wait a second. Let's say we do play a club to the 10 and then rough a club with the 9 of hearts. Isn't it bad for North if they over rough? Like, if they over rough and pull a round of trumps, great. I guess that holds us to 9, right? Over rough, pull a round of trumps, and now we can cross in diamonds to cash the club. And then take a diamond finesse, but we have to lose the last 2 spade tricks. North gets the last 2. So I suppose even this is good enough to hold us to 9 tricks, but I'm thinking that North can actually just, discard here? Maybe it all comes back in the end. Now, diamond to the ace. Cash a club? Maybe it's less clear than I thought. Yeah, this looks pretty bad for Declare. Like, now on something like, for example, I mean, if Declare plays a spade, North can just win and pull trumps, and then North's hand is high. So we don't want to do that. On leading a diamond, North can discard again. And now, I mean, if we don't take our 5 of clubs, this is going to be our last time in East hand. But if we do try and take our 5 of clubs, we can't take a diamond finesse anymore. So, like, 5 of clubs, discard a spade. North gets to rough, but now North can pull trumps, and all we get is the Queen of Hearts and King of Diamonds from here. South scores the Diamond Queen and then plays a spade to North, who takes the rest of the tricks. So yeah, I assume that Declare has a better plan from here than we came up with. I'm kind of ready to just take a look and see what they think Declare's best plan is. So Declare does need to go after a spade rough to get up to 9 tricks, apparently. And now if North just continues a heart, I think we took a look at this. Declare can win. Declare can get their spade rough. But now, after taking a diamond finesse, they could pull a round of trumps. But this is basically just going to result in North scoring an extra spade eventually. So King of Diamonds and a diamond. Fine. I mean, if North roughs, no big deal. North gets to cash the ace of spades, and then South gets the ace of clubs. So that's going to be the 9 tricks Declare gets on a heart lead. Apparently you can also do it on a diamond lead to hold them to 9 tricks, but very interesting. Yeah, I mean, I probably should have thought a little bit harder about the fact that a club lead is bad because we don't want a club rough for North-South, not when North has a natural trump trick. And a spade lead's kind of bad because we just looked at the line of play where Declare has an easy 10 tricks afterwards. So maybe I could have come to the conclusion that we need to be leading hearts or diamonds here. A little bit tough to see. But yeah, if spades and clubs don't work, then you got to try a different suit. So that's my bad. Let's take a look at one spade. I think this one might be easy to think about from North-South's perspective because they do have 9 trumps and they can just pull trumps at tricks 1, 2, and 3. So I assume a low heart lead is going to be best. West could win, pull a round of trumps, win the next heart, pull another round of trumps. And so Declare can get 1 heart ruff, but they'll end up losing 3 heart tricks and 2 diamonds. Did I say Declare? North-South will end up losing 3 heart tricks and 2 diamonds. And I don't think there's anything that can be done about that. So sounds to me like North-South get 8 tricks in a spade contract. They get the ace of clubs, they get a heart ruff, and they get 6 spades. And therefore East-West only make 5 on a heart lead. Ace of clubs also good enough. You can find a heart switch at trick 2, but that is about it. Otherwise, West can get in 3 times and then pull 3 rounds of trumps, prevent the heart ruff. So this one, a little bit easier to see. Let's take a look at 1 no. Well, 6 spades and a club off the top for North-South. And then what? And then... It looks to me like East-West have enough tricks after that, because they can always take 3 diamonds and 3 hearts. Like West can just end up discarding, for example, the 9 of hearts, the 8 of clubs, and the queen of clubs on 3 rounds of spades, and East can just discard like the 2 and 5 of hearts, the 2, 4, and 5 of clubs, because the club suit is very friendly. Keep all of their diamonds. So this is just going to be down 1 and 1 no. Pretty straightforward, it seems. No squeezes happening. Yeah, there's just nothing funny that's going on this deal. So I think what we learned is that the par contract on this hand is 4 clubs for East, making 4. Because while East-West can make 3 hearts, North-South have a good save and 3 spades doubled. Well, I mean, I guess that's not entirely true, because if North-South were playing 3 spades doubled, East-West would be on lead and they could lead an extra round of trumps. Okay, so I take it back a little bit that analyzing for a par contract is not as simple as just doing this exercise, but interesting to think about as well. Okay. I was sent a link to a very poorly created text file that has Polish club notes. I don't know how useful this is going to be, but let's take a look bidding wise and see if this is helpful in some way. So, let's make West the dealer on this one. Show you. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me see if where did I save this thing? Was it this? No. Hey, Dazu. Was it this? No. 1 second. Let me just pull up the text and classic. It is the Belikis-Mudzinski notes. Very good. That's exactly what we wanted to say. Okay. These are the notes. Like I said, very poorly formatted text file. But these are the notes. There, you can see all of them. It's excellent. But yes, this is what we have for Polish Club. And I don't know if this is going to be useful at all, but this is what I'm going to try and reference. Thank you. Thank you to a friend I know who sent me a thing. You think there's a full book for free? I mean, I found something for like WJ2000, which is like the original Polish Club, maybe, by Krzysztof Janson, but that's from like before everyone on the planet was born. So I don't think we want to be using that. I mean, these are from 2012 or something, which is a little bit more recent at least. But anyway, so let's see how this goes. 2/1 auction first. Let's go ahead and pull this up. So 2/1, West opens 1 club. I mean, look, I would open a no trump, but that's just me. So, you do you. 1 club, East will bid 1 heart, West will bid 1 spade, probably showing an unbalanced hand for most people. East will bid I don't know. This is like borderline 2 spades, 3 spades. We're aceless. The void is in an opener suit. I think I'm... I think this is really close. Let's say we bid 3 spades. I'm not sure if that's what would actually happen, but Ihar Purdue, you vote for 2 spades. I think it's fine. Yeah, it feels very close. I mean, like, I can obviously construct an 11 count where game is very good for West, and they'll probably pass. But it's because I the 11 count I'm constructing, like ace of spades, king of hearts, ace of diamonds, has nothing wasted in clubs, which is the suit that West opened. So I'm not sure. I think it's close. Like the thing about two spades is like two spades could just be like I'm trying to keep the bidding alive, sort of like 6 count. It's like a 4-4, 3-2, 6 count or something. And maybe West won't move over that. So either way, I mean, I think 2 or 3 spades are both fine. In this case, West is going to move over both of them, but the question is kind of centered around what is West doing over 3 spades? Because over 2 spades, West would probably just bid game, maybe. Over 3 spades, West will make a slam try. I would assume 3-no is non-serious, just because I don't think 3-no is a playable contract anymore on this hand. But if you stick with your very down the middle serious versus non-serious things for 3-0, then this is probably in your notes as being an offer to play, rather than being non-serious. But I just don't think it makes any sense in this auction for 3-0 to be an offer to play once we found the spade fit here. So does West want to make a non-serious try? Or is West serious about their slam try? I mean, again, West also doesn't have a great fit with their partner, but East could be like a 4-4, 1-4 hand type. And is like inching up their bidding because they have a club fit with us. East is sitting over there on like king 4th, queen 4th, stiff queen 4th. Like, I mean, slam is not bad opposite that. It's not a great slam. We would need the queen of spades to fall, but like king, queen 4th, jack 4th, stiff, queen 4th, and slam is just cold, completely frigid. And that would be an 8 count from our partner. So I think West has real slam ambitions. WJ 2010 is a little outdated. The 2020 expert version is more aggressive with one major and competitive transfers are there. I mean, do you have notes for this that I can see? Because otherwise it's pretty difficult for me to figure out what to do in most sequences. Then again, I'm not sure notes are going to help me. I wouldn't really know where to look, but having some sort of notes would be valuable if I'm going to be trying to understand Polish club. I think as West, I'm willing to treat this as a non-serious try. Okay, non-serious try. East is willing to cooperate. Let's say they bid 4 diamonds, because we don't want Q bid shortness and partner suit. Or do we? The one spade bid from opener shows an unbalanced hand. So West is known to have club length. We don't really want to Q bid the void opposite a partner who might be holding like ace queen 5th over there. So I think East will Q 4 diamonds. I think what's going to happen is it's going to go 4 diamonds, 4 hearts, 4 spades. And now it's back to West to make a choice. I mean, West not thrilled to Q bid partners hearts either, but the 4 heart Q is mostly to show that they're still interested in slam. I guess you could call it a little bit of a heart Q bid and a little bit of a last train showing a club control. Because East has effectively denied a club control. And East is not too excited about slam, knowing that their partner has club wastage. So I mean, all of the bids would have gone the same way here if East really was dealt this 4-4-1-4 pattern. So I think West might want to make another try over 4 spades. Is key card going to help us? Probably. Like, if East shows 2 with, at least we know what East's hand looks like. They have a stiff diamond because they cubed diamonds. King, queen of spades, ace of hearts. If they show 1, we can ask about the spade queen. And then if they have that, we're going to assume they have this fortunately fitting hand, 4-4-1-4, queen of clubs. I think that makes sense. And if East has 1 without, then I guess we play in 5 spades and we're a little bit sad. It's definitely not like 5 spades is a good contract here. 5 spades is a pretty poor contract. But I think this is how it's going to go, assuming this is the way the auction's gone up to this point. So 1430. West asks about the spade queen. East denies. And West passes. So what went wrong here? Did anything go wrong? I mean, East stretched a little bit with 3 spades with the club void. The rest of the auction, I'm not sure. I mean, the 4 diamond queue, like, I'm kind of going on maybe really outdated experience from this, and outdated experience that might be biased because I don't remember many of the slam hands I played from many years ago. But I recall this idea that we don't want to be q-betting shortness opposite partners long suits when it comes to slam betting. But 4 club q would have gotten West to slow down for sure. Like 4 club q bid, now West realizes that the hands are a bit of a misfit. Short hearts opposite partner suit, short clubs opposite our suit. So maybe West would actually end up signing off in 4 spades in that sequence. Three spades without an ace and the queen jack of hearts feels bad. I mean, sure, it's a position. Like, East was a little bit aggressive here. I think a lot of the rest of the bids make sense, and we got too high, but I mean, it's not like 5 spades is going down yet. We could still even make a slam if we get lucky, right? Like queen of spades onside, for example, and then a little bit of good luck in the round suits, and we might just get there. But okay. Let's move on. Precision. So West will open a club, because I guess. And we'll just play normal precision style again. So 1 heart is positive, game forcing. West can bid. I think a lot of precision players would be able to bid a spade with the West hand, showing 4 or more. But we're just going to go with some old-fashioned stuff. So 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 spades. What do we think is East? Probably 2 spades. I actually don't know. I mean, to me, it makes sense to bid 2 diamonds because West has the chance to bid 2 spades. But I mean, would that be like a 4th suit thing? Like, I don't have a spade stopper. So it's probably 2 spades to find the major suit fit, and we just ignore diamonds for a while. So West will bid 3 spades, and East will bid 4 spades. And this will just go pass. That's pretty simple. I mean, West has a minimum precision club, strong club. East has a minimum game force. East finds out about the bad club fit early because West bids 2 clubs. And then they find a spade fit and they just bid game. They're not even thinking about slam on this hand. Yeah. Precision, just very simple in most auctions. No thought process involved. Just count your high card points and then bid to the appropriate level. That is how it always felt to me when I played the system, is just count up your high card points and then you either bid part, score game, or slam based on that. There really was no thinking, which I didn't like, but it definitely does simplify a bunch of auctions, and sometimes the right thing to do is to just not think and just bash. And it looks like this hand, it works out pretty well. Spin Gold's had some wild sets, George Brad says. Welcome. Yeah, I got my bracket in this morning. I was up early and filled out a bracket, and we'll see how it goes. But we'll probably watch some more of that later in the week. Let's look at Polish Club. So this is a 2 club opener in Polish from West. Or is it? Maybe this is a 1 club because we have 16. Maybe this is 1 club. A little bit too strong for 2 clubs. So how does this system work? Now I need to figure out what's happening. I'm looking through the notes. Okay, 1 heart from East shows a good shows a good hand. No, Dezu says. I'm looking at the notes. Oh, are you saying too strong for 2 clubs? I believe that. Then, yeah, I guess there's a bit of delay. All right, 1 club, 1 heart. Let me take a look. One spade showing 4+. Okay. End forcing. But it says any strength. What? I'm having a hard time interpreting the notes. So 1 spade, I mean, it's just forcing, but it's not necessarily strong. So what is East supposed to do over 1 spade? I mean, in this case, they have a spade fit, so I guess they could also bid 3 spades again. Yeah, 1 spade can be strong, but it's not guaranteed to be strong. So, like, East has a 9 count. East can't just game force. Like, I imagine that East could have splintered 4 clubs if West was showing a strong hand, but they can't anymore. So I think East is just bidding 3 spades. Am I? Or maybe they're playing XYZ, so East goes through 2 clubs. And then West is supposed to bid 2 diamonds, but like, I don't know what West is supposed to do if they have a strong hand. Are they like breaking this relay, or do they just always bid 2 diamonds? I am so confused as to what West is supposed to do. Notes have not helped me in any way. Let me try and think about just from like a 2/1 perspective. I mean, if it went a club, a heart, a spade, and then we were having some sort of check back sequence, what would I do as West with this hand? Would I break the check back sequence? I don't think so. We only have 16. So I guess we're going to bid 2 diamonds as West. And so therefore East can now bid 2 spades. This seems like maybe what's happening. We are making up agreements as we go. I mean, I have a giant dump of system notes, which is not as long as I was expecting. It's only like 20 pages or something. It could be the Brady Bot Polish Club variant. I mean, it could be, but that would not be a very good system. I guess we have a sequence like this. These positions are problematic, says our Polish club enjoyer in the chat. Okay, I mean, that's helpful to know. Like, what's the problem? The problem is that West hasn't clarified what their hand looks like. And so East's invite is opposite the assumed like 12 high card points with a 4-card spade suit. But West could be much stronger. And the relative spade length is unknown, which I guess is maybe a bigger issue. Because like in 2/1, we would have the same auction as well. Like we had this start to the auction, and then East bid 3 spades. The bid's overloaded. Yeah, I mean, same idea that like it could either be a weak hand or a strong hand, and East doesn't know. Like, I think it's very dangerous in general for West to make this 2 diamond bid, because even though when I was looking at it from like a 2/1 perspective, if partner made the 2 club bid and I said, well, I don't think our hand is strong enough to bypass 2 diamonds, here it definitely seems a little bit scarier to do so. I don't know why. Maybe that's faulty logic on my end, but it definitely feels that way. Because I think East will pass sometimes, but maybe East will pass less frequently because West could have a strong hand with 5 spades or 5 or more spades. Okay, anyway, so looks like we've gotten to this point. We've gotten to the same sort of like invitational sequence. I mean, I suppose we probably could have done this in the 2/1 sequence as well. Let's continue here, and maybe we can like roll back the 2/1 sequence and say we would have done the same thing. So 2 spades, invite with spades. West is, of course, going to accept. West is going to have the same thoughts as they did on the 2/1 sequence. So West has a slam try. So I guess what West is going to do is West is going to bid three clubs. Game try. East will reject. I assume. I mean, East's hand is not better than a game try. And then West can bid 4 spades. And I think East is going to reject the slam try. I mean, the void is a little bit better now that partner's made a slam try. Kings are okay, but East has 1 key card. So I think East is just going to pass. And I honestly think we could have the same auction in 2/1 as well. So maybe it was unfair forcing them to 5 spades. I mean, I just made the 3 spade bid because that's going to be playable in every system. But if you are playing XYZ, this might be a better way to handle it. 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, 2 spades. Then you have more room to explore with these slam tries. Can sign off at the 4 level. Okay, we learned a little something, a little bit about Polish club methods. Now I can close this giant text document and we'll move on. Last problem. Let's get a new hand. Try and find a hand where game might be playable. 4 spades looks like it might be playable here, east-west. Sure. All right. East-west in 4 spades. Let's come up with a plan. The lead is going to be a trump. Trump lead. Line of play A. What is line of play A? Let's say ace and a club. We'll always duck a heart switch around to the jack, let's just say. So it's like 50-50. What's our plan? So let's see. If heart, play low. If clubs 4-1 north. And club back. I guess we just end up discarding. We let South get a ruff. It's kind of impossible to set for South to have a stiff club. Okay, yeah, let's get rid of this. Yeah, for South to have a stiff club is basically impossible. And if a diamond comes back, what's our plan? So like South could have 4 clubs, but if clubs happen to be 3-2, do we just like go up with the diamond ace, pull trumps, hopefully, if they split 3-2, ruff a club, and eventually lose 2 hearts? Is that the play? I suppose that means it should be safe for us to take a diamond hook. Because if we're going to lose 2 hearts anyway, we may as well just lose a heart and a diamond instead. It doesn't seem to cost anything. Okay, so if heart play low, if diamond play queen. This is line of play A. Do we have a candidate for line of play B? Like, what's the problem we're trying to solve with line of play B? Do we want to keep north off lead for some reason so that north can't play a heart through? Maybe. So what would that look like? Would that look like win the ace of spades and play a club to the 8? But isn't this a problem? Because now we don't really have entries to set up the clubs. even if spades are 3-2. Like, they win, they'll switch to kind of doesn't matter. We can unblock the club ace, pull trumps, rough a diamond to West's hand, but now West is out of trumps. So line of play B of leading a club to the 8 is productive if North has honor doubleton of clubs. It's productive if North has honor third in clubs, although I guess they could duck. Huh. Yeah, this is actually pretty interesting. If North ducks from honor third, what happens when we lead a club to the 8? So the 8 of clubs just wins. But now what do we do? We're kind of trapped in East's hand. I mean, we could go ace of diamonds, diamond ruff, spade over, diamond ruff. Work on the heart suit somehow. I mean, we could also go ace of diamonds, diamond ruff, club over, diamond ruff, and then work on the heart suit. That plan looks really complicated to me. I mean, it might not be a bad plan, but it definitely looks very complicated to analyze. Do we have North with king, queen, third? No, North has queen, doubleton of clubs. I mean, that's the situation where winning the ace of spades and leading a club to the 8 is really good. Yeah, I mean, look at the actual hand that we have. Hold on just a second. we get a trump lead. Declare wins the ace. Whoops. Leads a club. Sticks in the 8. South wins. I guess South can duck. Are they gonna work that out? Let's just follow this plan. So I mean, South playing a red suit doesn't help. So they play back another spade. Great. Declare wins. Unblocks the ace of clubs, or probably pulls the third round of trumps. Okay, ace of clubs. Great. The queen doubleton fell. Now we can pull one more round of trumps. And then we can just go ace of diamonds, diamond ruff, run the clubs to pitch hearts and diamonds. And I mean, we'll lose a heart, but we end up making 11 tricks. So that's pretty good, considering the ace queen of hearts were offside. Well, I mean, now this was conditional on South taking the king of clubs, which, like, I don't know. I mean, is it obvious for South to duck? Because, like, apparently it doesn't even matter on this hand, but I think Declare needs to be a little careful. So we can do a little bit of double dummy analysis on this one, because, like, I think that this hand does have some interesting points. So the thing that I was talking about was to try and rough diamonds. But if we do this, apparently we only take 10 tricks at this point after cashing the ace of diamonds. So if we go back after the 8 of clubs has won and we work on the heart suit, which, like, this is something we would kind of want to do anyways to lead a heart towards the jack, because we don't have enough trumps in West's hand to rough all of the hearts and rough all of the diamonds. So taking heart finesses makes sense. But, like, now we're getting into the territory of, like, well, what if North has the queen of hearts? What if North has the ace of hearts and not the queen? What if South has the 10 of hearts, sort of thing? Like, in this case, okay, we could, like, play a heart and the jack might win. And now we, like, play a heart back and South wins and plays back another trump. And now we have to, like, play the hand as a cross ruff, basically. So we can, like, unblock the ace of clubs. We can go ace of diamonds. We can, Apparently roughing a diamond is no good. We can rough a heart, supposedly. We can now rough a club. We can now lead the King of Hearts and discard a club. And and if like North roughs, then that's North's last trump and a diamond gets roughed and then the clubs are good. And if North discards, well, now South is end played into leading a diamond away from the king. I mean, this is a little bit of a fantasy line, taking 11 tricks like this. But in theory, we can make 11 tricks even if South ducks the king of clubs like this. I mean, this is definitely an interesting double dummy hand to take a look at. Not really the point of this exercise. We're kind of looking for like simple plans and not something super complicated. But I think it just goes to show that like line of play B, well, this one that we were considering, has some merits. Yeah, Purdue says, from a defensive perspective, what are the upsides of not taking our club winner? You can kind of see that West clubs are going to set up if you take the king, almost regardless of what's going on in the club suit, right? Whereas if you duck the king of clubs, then the club suit basically gets frozen, because by taking the king of clubs, declare when they cash the ace knocks out your partner's other club, and then the clubs run. Whereas if we duck the king of clubs, then declare takes the ace, we still have a stopper. So even if declare can get back to the west hand, which they will eventually with a diamond rough, they're going to have to then rough out our king of clubs, and then they don't have another entry back to the west hand. They just can't do everything. So like they can't pull 3 rounds of trumps and rough 2 diamonds in west's hand to get over there, once to rough out our king of clubs, and then the second time to actually run the club suit once they're all winners. So that's why South could duck the king of clubs. It's not that unusual of a layout, so if you haven't seen it before, this would be a good one to think about. But yeah, I mean, in practice, most defenders don't really think about this sort of stuff, like even experts. They just take their tricks because when you're given a trick on defense, it's very scary to duck most of the time. Sometimes it goes away if you don't take it. But yeah, I mean, looking at a situation like this where West is completely entryless, they have a long suit that Declare is trying to set up, you can just think about a couple of different layouts of the suit. And even if partner has ace doubleton of clubs and Declare has queen 8 doubleton, for example, instead of this holding, then ducking the first round of clubs has a lot going for it. I mean, it might be better if our partner were to pop up with the ace on the first round so that they wouldn't be forced to take the second round, but then Declare could like unblock the queen, pull trumps, and then lead the 8 of clubs and overtake the jack and dummy. So again, we would only get 2 club tricks, and in the process, Declare would set it up while they still have a 4th round of trumps in West's hand. Anyway, long-winded explanation of that, but hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight. Okay, so back to our notes. I think we'll write this down. I don't know if I'm going to be able to come up with a percentage for like what the odds are of playing a club to the 8 being the right plan, but let's try it. I mean, just as another sort of thought experiment, let me just pull this down and just say, like, on this actual hand, right? After a spade lead, like, what does double dummy say? Well, apparently we can ride this around to our hand, but now we have to pull another round of trumps, which feels pretty unnatural when we're trying to rough things. And now we have to lead a club to the 8. And this is the only way for us to make 11 tricks on this deal. So this whole plan of like leading a club to the 8 does have something going for it. It's like, I'm not just saying this as like, let's try and come up with a secondary line. Like, there are reasons why club to the 8 is going to be the really important for us to maximize our tricks. But let's see. Okay, so trump lead. Let's say I mean, I think we probably just win the ace and lead a club to the 8. We'll do this. Win ace, club to 8. Question mark, profit. Okay, there we go. These are our 2 plans. So let's go with line of play A first. I don't know if we're going to do line of play B. Also, I probably need to get going soon. So we'll go on this for as long as we can. Line of play A, how often do we get 11 tricks? Let's see. We play ace and a club. If South has both club honors, our king of hearts is protected. If spades are then 3-2, what happens? I guess I should specify win the 10. So South will win the club. They'll probably play back a spade. I guess we take a heart finesse eventually. We like win the spade in hand, pull a 3rd round of trumps, ruff the club suit good. Wait a second. I don't think we can take a heart finesse. Because we just run out of trumps. We have to ruff the club suit good when we win the 3rd round of trumps in West Hand. And then once we've done that, the only way to get back to West Hand is to ruff a diamond. And so the defense then can just keep the ace of hearts and king of diamonds. Like, we don't get to take a diamond hook because we just don't have enough entries. So do we ever make 11 tricks on line of play A? Maybe a singleton club honor like king queen doubleton. I mean, a singleton club honor might not be good enough either. Like, let's say North has a stiff club honor. We cash the ace of clubs, fine, it falls. I guess at that point, we can play 3 rounds of trumps and then just start running clubs. So spades 3-2 and North stiff club honor. I'll say king queen. That would do it, because now our king of hearts is protected and we have an entry. And we don't need to ruff the 3rd round of clubs to set up the suit. So yeah, this would be 11 tricks. And then there's also king queen doubleton of clubs. So or South king or spades 3-2 and South king queen doubleton, or spades 3-2 and North king queen doubleton and North heart queen, because we're playing a low when a heart gets led around to the jack. Okay, I think that's the only times we take 11 tricks. So 10 tricks. Let's see. This seems more likely. So this is going to be clubs 3-2, spades 3-2, mostly. because we never get to lead a heart towards the king to try for a finesse. And same with diamonds. We never get to take a diamond finesse. We'll specify that ops always return trumps when they get in. That'll make things a little bit easier for us to calculate. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna say spades 3-2 and clubs 3-2. Or spades 3-2 and north king queen doubleton club and south heart queen, because then we lose 2 hearts when north gets in with the king queen doubleton of clubs. Wait. Wait a second. This is covered in this, isn't it? Spades 3-2 and clubs 3-2. Oh, okay. So minus the stuff up there, because there are some 3-2 spade splits and club splits where we make 11 tricks. But there aren't any where we make 9 tricks, right? Yeah, I don't think so. Okay. So spades 3-2, clubs 3-2. Is there any other situation where we make 10 tricks? Like clubs 4-1. I mean, are we just like assuming that clubs are always 3-2? Like north could have a stiff club, but south is pretty unlikely to after no club lead. I'm willing to set clubs 3-2 equals 85% on this hand. I'm willing to say that. That sounds about right to me. Maybe even more. Maybe it's closer to like 90. I mean, if South can never have a stiff club, then no, 85 is probably about right. So are there 4-1 club splits that we can pick up? I guess it would be stiff club honor with North, maybe. No, we already got that. North has a stiff club, gives us 11 tricks with spades 3-2. Because we pull 3 rounds of trumps. Yeah, things are getting real complicated if we have 4-1 splits. Okay, I think I'm willing to just commit to saying like less than 10 tricks is everything else. Let's think about line of play B. We can actually do some math first. Let's do math on 11 tricks versus 10 tricks versus the rest here. So spades 3-2 is going to be 68%. And then we have North has the stiff king or queen of clubs. This whole percentage is going to throw me off, 85%. So normally a 4-1 club split is 28% of the time. And a 5-0 split would be 4%, the remaining 4%. but I've kind of scaled it from that 32% to 15. So we like divide it in half. So this is going to be a 7% chance that North has the stiff king or queen. So this is going to be 2/5 of 7%. Plus South has king, queen, doubleton. Which is going to be 1 out of 5 choose 2, so 1/10 of the 85%. There's a 3-2 split. Oh, no. It's not 85. It's now 42.5 because it's one specific 3-2 split. Man, this is really throwing me off, this assumption about 85%. But we'll get there. Or spades 3-2. North has king, queen, doubleton, and North has the heart queen. So this is going to be another 1/10 of another 42.5%, but then times 50% where North has the queen of hearts. Maybe a little bit less because North has already turned up with king, queen of clubs, but okay. So this equals what? 68% times, what is this? Can I just copy this and put it into Google and it's going to tell me 9%. Excellent. Thank you, Google. We don't need to do that math. So this is 9% of 68%. 6%. 6% of the time we take 11 tricks on line of play A. So this was 9%. But we need to subtract 2/5 of 7 from that. Okay, so spades 3-2 is 68%. And then clubs 3-2 is 85% minus this garbage. Which is 68 times 4.2. And then a half of that. So it's like 6.3. 85 minus 6, 79%. That's a pretty good chance right there. So we'll call it like 57. Did I math right? 57? 57's maybe an overshoot by a little bit, but pretty close. Okay, and so then less than 10 tricks is going to be everything else, which is going to be 100 minus 63, 37% of the time. Cool. Line of play B. We'll do 11 tricks, and then we'll do less than 11 tricks. I don't think I'm going to try and calculate 10, but 11 tricks. So we said, and we'll just look at it from the perspective of the club suit comes home. And also from the perspective of South never ducks a club honor. I mean, I don't know if they would, but let's just pretend like they never do. So this will be anytime there's a king, queen, doubleton. So spades, 3-2, and king, queen, doubleton, club. And if North has it, then North, heart, queen. Or North, king, queen, X, club, and heart, queen. Is that true? North will duck. I'm going to say times 20%. One time in 5. Because, like, we saw that it's still possible to do it if the club suit comes home, but there's a lot of complication to our plan. Okay, fine, times 15%. Or, North, Queen X, King X in clubs. And spades 3-2. Spades 3-2 always. Okay, let's do this. So what are the odds of this? So it's 68% is the chance of spades 3-2. And then we have the king, queen, doubleton of clubs. So that was one specific 3-2 break. So that's basically this thing, which we already said was like, what, 6.3%? So I'll just write that in. Or North has king, queen, third in clubs and the heart queen, and then times this 15% multiplier. So 15%, 50% of the time they have the heart queen, and then South having a doubleton club is going to be 3 choose 2 out of 5 choose 2 is 3/10. That's not. Yeah, that's correct. 3/10. And then the last possibility is that North has queen doubleton or king doubleton in clubs. So this is going to be 42.5% that North has a doubleton club times 6/10. That is a pretty large number, right? This feels like we're getting a pretty large number. 68%. Again, I think I'm just going to dump this into Google. Oh, I can dump the entire thing into Google probably and see what it says. 22%. So 22% of the time, line of play B actually takes 11 tricks. I mean, we've made some pretty big assumptions here, like this 15% of the time that that they happen to duck a club trick, we still end up making 11, which we saw as possible on the actual layout. So it's not like the actual layout is all that strange. I mean, South has the queen of hearts, South has the king of diamonds. I'm not sure what else is necessary. This would probably be an interesting double dummy problem to think about if you flip the north-south cards around a bit. But yeah, so 22% of the time, and then I'm guessing 10 tricks happen less often, but maybe they don't. I mean, maybe line of play B is just vastly superior. I think we have way too difficult of a task, though, if we're trying to figure out how line of play B takes 10 tricks versus 9 tricks versus fewer. It's really not obvious to me. I mean, especially if we start bringing in like 4-1 spade splits and stuff like that.